in there like swimwear? Yes, we are. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is your girl, Miss P. I hope that you are doing fabulous, darling. I am doing well. Thank you so much for waiting for this video. It's another review for the Real Housewives of Atlanta. Thank y'all so much for clicking on this video and watching it. Make sure to thumbs it up. I'd really appreciate it. Comment down below. I'd love to see your comments on what you thought about this episode, honey, because it was a mess. Subscribe if you haven't already. It's free 99, and also follow me on my social media. Yes, let's just go ahead and get into it. We're on the last day of the glamping trip, aka everybody getting ready to leave. Kandi is over it because of the night before with what had happened with Portia, and is she a lesbian or is she not? She was like, oh my god, Don Juan, is the car coming? I'm sick of these bitches. She leaving. She's not even gonna be on the bus with everybody. Her and the little girl that came with her, I don't even know her name, Hazel, Blue, whatever her name was, they're gonna go on back to Atlanta, not on the bus. And I was like, you know what, that ain't a bad idea. Cynthia was like, go on, child. Cynthia, shut up, you'd have done the same thing. The church bus arrives for the rest of the girls. They hopping on one after the other. Sheree has a new nickname, the Bone Collector. I enjoyed it. So in her bone collecting fashion, she goes ahead and asks Phaedra, what did she think about last night's festivities? Because she was mighty mute. Now, Phaedra said, oh my God, honey, I don't recall being in that conversation about her being a lesbian. And I was like, wait. The powers that be, aka Bravo, can rewind, bitch. Like, you didn't know. This reunion is gonna be messy as hell. Portia and her sister get on the bus, and Messy and Kenya was like, so, I mean, how do you feel after getting your head blown off? I was like, man, Portia, child, she up here, it's not clicking. She has selective amnesia too. She don't even know what had happened or what she said. She is still sticking to her story. I will say, even though she a lie, she sticks to her story. You know, some liars, you can tell when they lying. They be looking at the floor, they be scratching, they can't even look you in the face. She is a professional. Everybody is home. Cynthia is telling her crew, aka Noelle and some little girl, about the trip. If you've been with a girl just tugging her down, you a lesbian. And Cynthia was like, well, I'm not saying I wasn't on the train, but I didn't make it to the last stop. I was like, okay, girl, I pick up what you're putting down. We get it. Candy's back with her whole Candy Factory crew, and you know she got a bunch to say. Poor little Ty, they still trying to get everything ready for the old lady gang restaurant. He looked like he need a bath and a haircut, in that order. Of course, Kandi was like, and they asked me, was I lesbian? Collectively, everybody was like, what? That is a travesty. I'm sitting here like, okay, y'all, cut it out. Kandi was like, and I mean, we've had an experience with Portia. And everybody was like, hold on, excuse me, what? And Ty was like, well, yeah. I mean, you remember that time in the club? It was after hours. I'm guessing, the Henny, they were pouring it. Ty was behind Kandi. Kandi was behind Portia. And Portia and Kandi was kissing and stuff. Tongues all over the place. And then Portia ends up telling Kandi that she wants to eat her Popeyes box with the jelly included on the biscuit. Boom! Portia, did you forget that too? Like, damn! How do you forget these moments? Kandi ends up texting Portia because Portia been hitting her up so that they could talk. I was like, oh, interesting. Kenya is always inviting these girls to a spa or somewhere to rejuvenate the cat. Kenya, shut up, girl. Okay, so this place is for vag rejuvenation. She wants Cynthia to get it because why? She's celebrating her what? My divorce. And Kenya talk about she don't need that because she only been with a couple people. And girl, shut up. Go ahead, Cynthia. You better go get that hot box tightened up. You better get ready. Phaedra is going to go see her lawyer to celebrate her what? My divorce. Her lawyer was just as dry, saying, you know what? Just wanted to let you know the divorce is final. But, Apollo, he don't really know because, he in jail. But, I mean, we served him, so it is what it is. So, if you want to tell him, that's cool. She had teared up a little bit. I was still searching for the tear. I didn't know where it was. Did y'all see it? I didn't see it. She was like, you know what? I'll just tell Apollo because I do owe him that. And they did the little, as the world turns, what they've been through. And I was like, Lord, did they really have a pickle in those maternity photos? That's all I could think of. I was like, we're at the studio. I was like, Lord, we got to hear Kandi sing. No, we have to hear Little Riley sing. Little Riley was supposed to meet up with her daddy. It did not happen. And Little Riley, you can tell that she is pissed about this, okay? She's a little girl. Like, of course she's disappointed. And Kandi wanted to put it in song form and let her perform it in the studio. I was like, Little Riley, she don't look like she want to do that. Sidebar, I wanted that hustle crew neck that Candy had on. I really want that. Riley gets in the booth and she sings just like she talks. Like, I'm sorry. I don't talk about children, but she sings just like she talks. You can never, I don't want to, Sour Patch Kids, rawr, rawr, reptar. Mom, yeah, oh yeah, ooh, ooh, yeah. Candy was like, put a little... Woo! Candy was like, can you put a little steak on it? Give me some personality. I'm sitting here looking at Candy like, just like Riley was looking at her, bitch, I ain't got no personality. I can't. She ended up doing the same thing. Sour Patch Kids. Ooh, yeah. Like, that's all I have. You know what? I'm sorry. You know what? During playback, it didn't sound that bad, but while she was in there, I was like, Lord, fix it. Portia has a new place. I was like, okay, you better go ahead, girl. This big-ass house. Go ahead. Like, who's living in there with you, ma'am? This is the only thing that I can't do with people who live in big-ass homes and nobody's there with them. Like, I would be scared as hell. I'd be like, oh, shit, no. I need cameras in all these rooms. I cannot do it. Phaedra goes to see her with her shady ass bringing a bottle of Henny. Like, it was the big ass bottle too. I was like, okay, thank you for the gift. They talk about the divorce and Apollo took it bad. But he got a girlfriend. Like, I'm a little confused with that one myself. Like, what? But Apollo didn't want to be divorced anyway, but... What? Cynthia is going to do a cargo launch in Atlanta. She's going to have a fashion show, and she wants Noelle to be in it, as well as Sheree's fine-ass son, Cairo. Cynthia invites Sheree, the momager, so they can go over everything. The main thing Sheree wanted to know, is it compensation? And Cynthia, you know, Cynthia cheap ass was like, no, bitch, But they will get a, meaning one, a singular backpack. I was even like, Sheree, what the fuck? What the hell I'm gonna do with a backpack? I was just like Cynthia as well, like, bitch, he ain't no model. Like, who are you? No, don't you want this exposure, bitch? Who are you? And Sheree got the nerve to say we would prefer a weekend because he's in school. Bitch, if you don't get the hell out of here, you live in the city. Okay, drive your happy ass up there and go on. His ass probably ain't going to class anyway. Portia and Tide meet up. Child, they ain't seen each other in so long. I done forgot what Tide looked like. He got a haircut now, a new one, and facial hair. I was like, Hoppo, who is that? He gave her a necklace because he cared about her and he missed her. I was sitting here like, do we have a job now, Tommy? I was like, yes, Portia, you might have selective memory and you might lie, but you're asking the right questions right now. What is your plan? Yes, I was writing you because, Big, you almost 40. You talking about I'm fired and I don't need to do this and we just chilling and you work too hard. We have to work, boo-boo cakes. What are you doing? He was like, I understand. I'm gonna do better. I was like, don't let the grin fool you. I need receipts. I was like, yes, Portia. She talking about I will cut this shit off like a bad habit and forget that you were even here. I ain't doing no half-ass man. I was like, I believe if you're in a relationship and you working hard, the one that you with need to be working just as hard or even harder, okay? Because you just can't be half-assed. You can't be sitting there looking at each other. I mean, that's nice, but after a while, what the hell are you bringing to the table? Oh, Portia and Candy Cane finally meet up. I was like, of course they wait until the end to do this. It was so awkward. I was like, oh, can we speed this along? Portia was trying to explain what had happened was and why she was talking about Candy Cane. I was sitting here like, Portia, please be quiet. You're talking in circles. I don't get it. We finally figure out that she was mad because Candy was talking to Sheree about what was going on with her and Block. But I'm sitting here like, but you done told everybody, including the camera, that you was fucking Block. On your shack is what Candy said. I was like, furthermore, I mean, it ain't no secret. I done hooked up with a chick before. Portia went around that. Okay, she didn't admit that she's been with a female before. She went around like ring around the rosy. I ain't had no posy. Portia brings up the sex dungeon. I was even looking at her like, this bitch got a toy line. Candy Coated Night. She done talked about everything under the sun pertaining to sex If she had a sex dungeon, we would know. Like, honest to God, I really agreed with Candy. I was sitting here like, she done everything under the fucking sun. Like, we would know if she had a sex dungeon. Like, she'd probably be like, guess what, y'all? I got a sex dungeon. Now, this is when I was kind of looking at Candy like, she said, well, Todd and I have only had one experience with a female. I was like, man, I don't believe that. Candy brought up the whole club thing, and Portia has selective memory. She was like, I would never, yo old ragged and rotten bot. I was like, whoa. The way she looked at the audacity, I would never, ever. I was like, whoa. Then Portia keeps bringing up stuff. Portia was like, and what about your 7-year relationship with a female? Candy was like, what? And how about Todd going all over the place with his alias named Marvin? I was like, okay, Portia, why you keep bringing up stuff and we ain't never talked about you? Like, that's a little fishy. No pun intended. Candy ends up walking away because she's over the bullshit. Portia's over the bullshit too. We get no resolve. But honestly, I'm just gonna say this. I am siding with Candy because Portia didn't say shit about shit. She had selective amnesia, bringing up a lot of stuff with Candy. We ain't got no receipts. Ma'am, like, you didn't bring yourself up not one time. We end up just looking at Portia sipping her flat tummy tea. I was like, I don't know. There were a couple things with Candy that had me like, man, but at least she admitted to some stuff. Down below in the comment section, I would love to know, what did you think about this episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta? What do you think about Portia? And what do you think about Candy? I cannot wait to see your comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. And I will see you on the next video. Peace, love, and all that good stuff. God bless.